This is officially day 2 of growth. Today is titled Depth. Today I'll be going more in depth about past, present, and future. And also, I want to try to each day build more and more of a routine with each topic I discuss. But yeah, let's get started with depth. So, in the past, I'll start with my upbringing, where I'm from, and how I got to Bismarck. So, originally, I'm from Michigan. I lived with my dad for about 7 years. He made some pretty bad mistakes, and I ended up having to move here. Life before here was pretty solid. I loved hanging out with my dad. School there was pretty much the same thing as here. I didn't have many friends, kind of stuck to a specific group, and I did have my fair share of bullying, but nothing I couldn't handle. My relationship with my dad was pretty good. Like I said, I loved him, but he did mistakes that I don't know if I can forgive him. I mean, eventually I probably will, but for right now, I find it hard to really do anything about that. But yeah, I got to Bismarck, 2015, elementary school. Pretty rough because, it was a big switch coming from Michigan to here, living with my dad to living with the rest of my family. Everyone that's here is my siblings, my mom, my stepdad. So yeah, it was a rough switch because I really didn't know what was going on. I was very confused at a young age. So I kind of was, my way of dealing with it, I would kind of get mad and try to put blame on somebody. Like, this is your fault that I'm here, and I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't have anybody here. But eventually I'd build a friend group, build relationships, and things would get better for a while. And then junior high happened. And then they went back downhill for a little bit because I'd be in and out of depressive stages, missing my dad, being confused, feeling left out, feeling kind of abandoned. So that would just kind of be on and off. Throughout like 5th through 7th to 8th grade, it was really the same type of stuff. Hanging out with friends, always worrying about what people thought about me, always cared about how I was looking, what I wore, what people saw when they looked at me was really the only thing that was on my mind during this time. And that's not good. You shouldn't be like that because that's, it's the thief of joy. You're going to end up comparing yourself to everybody. And, you shouldn't do it. You're your own person, and only you know what you're capable of. But yeah, from that point, I'd go into high school, and I'd carry a lot of pretty bad habits into high school. I partake in a certain thing that I shouldn't. Ideally, I stop this hobby, I'll call it, I guess, in the future, just because overall, it's really not. I mean, it's beneficial every once in a while, I will say. I do believe that, but only in moderation and only every once in a while, because if you're constantly getting that satisfaction, eventually that satisfaction just becomes boring and it's no longer satisfaction. So yeah, in the freshman year, pretty rough. Depression was probably almost at the peak that year. Was with my friend group, but slowly realized that they kind of weren't with me. I noticed myself always having to reach out to hang out with everybody, even though they were all already hanging out. So I kind of felt left apart, kind of felt abandoned, and stuff like that. And it sucked because I got to the point where I was just I'm not even gonna try. I'm just gonna stay home and do nothing. Play the game, watch TV, but really I wasn't doing any of that. I was just sitting in my head thinking about, that lonely feeling I had. And, it wasn't fun. I had nights where I cried to sleep. I had nights where I just didn't want to be here. I just wanted to be gone. And those thoughts became darker and more prominent and bigger. But eventually in my sophomore year, that all would change. Sophomore year was the most drastic year of my life, because that's when I started my first real relationship, and it was amazing. I finally kind of stopped caring about what people thought and more so cared what I thought. But in the start of it, I didn't know what to think because I didn't know who I was. So I kind of just tried building myself along the way. I guess I'll say I have some regret about that, because had I been more stable, I felt like things would have been a lot different. But I was confident and I trusted myself, and it worked out for the most part, until it didn't. Everything every relationship has its rough patches and stuff. I definitely hit roadblocks, and I let a certain thing take control of me, and I didn't know how to control it. I wasn't using this in moderation. I was not being healthy with it, and slowly just started taking over my life. Every day I wake up, pretty much partake in this activity, and for the rest of the day it'd be that. And I enjoyed it at first, and then I slowly just started hating it, and then the hatred grew to me, and I started hating myself. It just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper, and then eventually came to like a crossroads, and kind of had to stop for a while. Eventually got back onto it, and don't want to sound like hard drugs, because it's really not hard drugs. You guys probably know what I'm hinting at. But I wanted to have a healthy relationship with this thing, I guess. And I wanted to be able to use it for its benefits and have a control over it. But I guess I realized now is just not the best time. I have other things to worry about. I have a lot bigger things to worry about. So ideally, I just want to try to stop this for right now, at least, and keep it every once in a while for recreation. And that leads on to where I'm at now. Currently, out of the relationship. I'm confused at where I'm at, still trying to figure out who I am and where I want to be. So right now it's a rough time, but again, I'm hopeful. I know I have people to support me, so it hurts, but it's supposed to. I believe growth is found in pain, so pain is kind of necessary. Even though it sucks, even though it's going to last, but it's necessary. And I guess I can kind of touch more on the future, lead into that. Because right now, again, trying to build a routine, trying to build back me. So in the future, I'm a very ambitious person. If you know me, you know that I love UFC, I love fighting and all that stuff. I would love to try to pursue that. I have a lot of, ambition, drive, determination for that. I've only had that type of drive for a few things in life, but I know that I'm confident in my ability to progress. So even though it might not be the most realistic goal, I think it's something to definitely try, because if you don't try, then it's not going to happen. But if you try, it could happen. And you know, I'm going to take that chance. There's no point of not taking it. I want to be more financially responsible and better with communicating and getting more in touch with emotions. You know, for emotions, I want to be able to identify what I'm feeling, able to manage what I'm feeling, and do it healthily. You know, I won't say I have anger issues, but I definitely get angry. I'm pretty good at keeping it in check, but at times it just becomes one big bubble and just explodes. So I want to work on that. I want to work on just being responsible, being smart, realizing priorities. I need to start saving money because I'm about to be an adult, and eventually I do have to move out. Need a new car, I need a lot of things. So yes, responsibility, financial, whatever the case may be, just responsibility. But that really kind of goes over past, present, and future. Hopefully that gives the depth that I was wanting. But to end this video, I'm going to go over this kind of outline I made for routine. Again, every video I kind of want to try to touch on routine because it's very important. So today, got this paper with me. Show it real quick. Don't know how well you can see it or what all you can see, but there it is. Start of the day, breakfast. I want to wake up by 7:30, be out of bed by that time. Get in a good breakfast because that's what gives you your energy to go throughout the day. Then after that, I want to try to get some exercise in, whether that's the gym, whether that's anything exercise related. I love doing stuff. I'm very active. So yeah, I'm going to try to do that after breakfast. And then after that, hygiene. Hygiene is good to incorporate to your routine because you can build its own routine. You know, it's kind of like its a little subcategory. I have a hygiene, I guess, routine. Shower, get all washed, get all clean, wash my face. I like to ice my face. It's pretty good for your skin health. It's, you know, helps with deep lotion. It helps with, you know, tightening your skin, with your pores. It helps with all that. So doing all of these three things in the morning, which I will consider, we'll say 7:30 to around 11:30 to 12, and then the morning will conclude. So hopefully by the evening or that time frame, I'll have these things completed, and that will be my goal for the morning. But yeah, that's kind of it for today. Depth, past, present, and future, where I was, where I'm at, and where I want to be. Start of the day, my routine, stuff like that. So hopefully that was good. I appreciate all the support from anybody. I've gotten messages. You guys know who you are. Love. I appreciate you guys more than you know. So thank you guys. And again, I am hopeful. I believe that people can get better, and I believe things will get better. And I believe you believe that too. Thank you, and bye.